step out the bathroom, notice my perfume, and tell me I'm perfect. Ooh, you're so
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video within this series is going to be about 5 ways you can strengthen your divine feminine energy. If you haven't watched part 1, if you did not watch the first video of this series, please click the link down below in the description box. You don't want to miss that video because it is basically defining what feminine energy truly is. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 ways to strengthen that feminine energy. Hopefully you've already started working on the qualities of your feminine energy and what you want that to be. Now let's get into how we can strengthen it. Like, how can we go about strengthening our feminine energy?
This look is brought to you by Supernova hair. The look in this video, they sent me their honey blonde number 27. I have an 18-inch closure. I have bundles 20 and 222, and it's their basically, I wanted an ashy blonde wig, so I used a purple shampoo, silver and blonde, and I made it into a wig. And I'm going to be just using the Sally Hansen leg spray, and I'm going to darken my roots and make it look natural. I didn't have to bleach knots or anything like that, so I'm just applying the Sally Hansen leg spray to the closure. I don't need any type of vanilla cap underneath or anything like that, y'all. This is so simple. We're keeping it simple. So next, I'm just going to go through and flatten out my closure before the application. So I'm going to be applying Ghost Bond glue, and I am gluing this to my forehead because it is blonde. I want it to look as natural as possible, so I am gluing it down. And this is so easy, especially for beginners. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend that you start with a closure, make it look like a frontal, and just learn how to apply to your head with just a closure, then switch to ear frontals. Baby steps when it comes to wigs, okay? So if you're new to the wig game, start with the closure, focus on that, work on that, perfect that, then switch over to a frontal. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to flat out all the hair. The body wave was cool, but I just feel like I want a sleek look, so I'm just going to make it super flat. I really like this hair, you guys. It doesn't shed that much, and it's easy to manage and work with, and I love it. So make sure you guys check out Supernova hair. All information will be down below in the description box. Let's go ahead and get back into this video.
Number 1, honor your menstrual cycle. Now I know you like, why the hell would I want to honor something that makes me sick, makes me bloated, makes me feel like I just want to die? Why would I want to honor something like that when it's almost like a burden? Let me explain why. It is one of the most powerful expressions of feminine energy. It is the number 1 quality for feminine energy. It's the number 1 thing that you have that gives off a feminine aura. It shows power and strength in our bodies. And I talk about this. So many women don't want to be submissive because they feel like they're losing some sort of power, but it's because they don't understand the power that they have within themselves. And honoring your menstrual cycle, having a menstrual cycle, is a power. It is a strength that you have that no man can take from you. Honor your menstrual cycle. Know what your power is. The menstrual cycle is our window into the inner workings of our body and should be celebrated. So it's like all of this going on in here, like this womanly body, the uterus and everything, that's what it symbolizes. It's a beautiful thing. Like when you really sit here and you think about it, it's really, really a beautiful thing. So honor it, okay? Don't hate it, honor it. Number 2, spend time with other women. It's so important that you are around like-minded, and I'm not going to say too like-minded, but just like-minded women who are self-aware of their feminine energy. when you spend time with other women, it's almost like a healing process. Have you ever went out with your girlfriends and maybe life has been hectic, you know, like life has been hectic to where you guys haven't been able to meet up so often, and it's almost like when you go and you hang out with them and maybe it was just dinner and a movie, or maybe it was just dinner, and you come back to your life, you know, because we're grown now, and you come back to your life and you come back to your daily routine and you just feel energized because you were around a group of women and you got the healing that you needed, just being around them and their energy and just having girl time and girl talk. It is a thing that some women tend to neglect because they pick the wrong type of women to be around, they pick the wrong type of friends. But make sure you spend time with other women. Spending time with other women can be so healing. It's like a natural cleanse and it's so uplifting. That's why I love being around different women, white women, black women, Mexican, Indian, I don't care. Like, I love being around women. Like, I love being a womanist because I know what it truly represents for me, and I know the power it has with togetherness. So make sure you spend time with women. Number 3, feeling beautiful in your skin. I talked about this on my Instagram live. I said, most women ask me, what do I need to do to feel comfortable in my own skin? Honestly, you gotta go in the mirror, strip completely naked, and stare at yourself and look at yourself and admire yourself. And point out the things that you don't like, but also point out the things that you love. Everything in your body just can't be something that you hate. How can you hate something that is you? How can you hate yourself? If you can't look in the mirror and still stare at yourself naked, like completely naked, and say, damn, I love myself. Sometimes we tend to compare. Sometimes we tend to look to the left or the right, or we have this ideal of what we want our beauty to be. But sometimes you have to look in the mirror and you have to decide what you want that beauty to be based off of what is in front of you. You can't base it off of Instagram models. You can't base it off of these magazines that you see these women in that's been airbrushed and filtered and makeup, and there's so much production that goes into Instagram model photos. There's so much production that goes into and editing that goes into magazines that you see these women in. And even in videos and movies, there's so much like good lighting, makeup artists. You don't have that. You have to be able to look in the mirror and be completely naked and embrace who you are. Embrace the skin that you're in. Feminine energy has been belittled for decades, and this is the cause of women in low self-esteem. And this is why I'm always preaching on my channel, don't go buy lingerie for your man. Buy it for yourself. Like, wear it for yourself. Men, I can tell you now, they're very visual individuals, and I've been told this by them. This is not something that I'm pulling out the back of my ass here. Like, they have said straight out of the mouth, they said, I'm a visual person. Now, every man is going to be different. They are very visual creatures, okay? If they had to choose between you wearing lingerie or being completely naked, I'm pretty sure they would prefer you to be completely naked because they see more. Versus if you have on lingerie, they don't see as much depending on what type of lingerie it is. So I always tell women, I don't care if you're in a relationship, if you're married, or if you're single, or if you're so single that no one is hitting your phone up, you should be wearing lingerie for yourself. You should feel beautiful in your skin alone, to where you feel like wearing lingerie is something that you need to do for yourself. It's not something that you need to do for other people. It's for you. Not necessarily meant for Instagram pictures. Like, just go and wear lingerie for you. I love doing self-care routines in lingerie because it makes me feel sexy. It makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel soft. It makes me feel like a woman. That is why I wear lingerie. I don't wear it for any other reason. Make sure you go and you buy your first item of lingerie. Why do you guys always see me wear silk robes? Silk robes is another one. I love wearing silk robes because I love how it feels against my skin. I love how it makes me feel rich in a sense. I love how it makes me feel womanly. I love how it makes me look bougie. I love it. Like, this is part of being a woman and truly embracing who you are. Like, you have to be able to do all of these things for yourself. You want to smell good for yourself. You want to be freshly shaved for yourself. You want to do all of these womanly things for yourself, embracing who you are. And maybe you don't want to be freshly shaved. That's me though. I freshly shaved and then moisturized, girl, it is no better feeling, okay? But maybe you don't want to be there. Maybe you are not that type of feminine person. Like, maybe your feminine energy, your femininity is different than mine, but mine is more, I would say, high maintenance. But maybe you're more of a low maintenance, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. You have to define which that is for yourself, which you should have done in part 1 of this video or this series. So make sure you check out part 1. Also, feeling beautiful in your own skin is the most powerful and freeing thing you can do. It instantly releases, let me repeat this again, it instantly releases waves of feminine energy. When you embrace your skin, when you embrace the skin that you're in, people notice that. Like, people notice that. And in order to embrace your skin, in order to embrace the beautiful skin that you're in, you have to deal with that internalness, like all the internal issues that you may deal with, or all the internal negative thoughts that you deal with. You have to overcome those things, and you have to talk those things down and talk up the things that make you feel more beautiful and make you feel more feminine. I always say that when people see me and they compliment me on my look, they're like, oh, you're so pretty, oh my god, you have such a pretty smile. It's coming from within, y'all. Like, people feel it. And I think I've gotten more compliments within the last few years. Wasn't because of the size that I'm in now. Like, I didn't just start getting compliments when I hit my weight loss goal. Like, I was big getting compliments. Like, even when I was 250, I was getting compliments because I was channeling my feminine energy at the time and didn't even realize it. So I was dealing with my internal issues, and because I dealt with those things internally, that was a reflection of my outer appearance. I smiled more, I was happy more, and so I had a glow about myself. Like, people are always telling me, oh my god, you're glowing, you're glowing, you're glowing. And it's because I worked on embracing the skin that I'm in. Like, I truly feel that embracing the skin that you're in will also help with your outer appearance naturally. Like, it's all about naturally. It's not about covering it up. It's about wiping it off and still feeling beautiful, still feeling the same. Number 4, pleasure yourself more. Now, this could mean sexually, or this could mean going to get your nails done, your feet done, going and buying some new shoes, going shopping, going and getting a facial, going to a spa. Just do whatever you need to do to please yourself, to pleasure yourself. Like, you need to feel some sort of excitement, or I don't know, orgasm. I don't know what it is. It depends on the type of person that you are and how you want your feminine energy to be defined. Like I said, it can be defined depending on how you want it to be defined. My definition is going to be different. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go masturbate. Flat out. I'm out. You may want to go get a facial. It all depends on what you want your feminine energy to be. Feeling pleasure is connected to feminine energy. Like, it like makes the feminine energy a full circle. Okay? Because it brings a sort of happiness. Like, when you feel pleased and pleasured, you sleep better. You're not as stressed. Like, everything connects. And within life, you do have to have a balance, but everything connects. Also, when I say masturbate, I'm not saying masturbate and watch porn. I'm saying masturbate. There's a huge difference. People get it confused with, oh, she's saying masturbate, that means watch porn. You just ruined it all. Like, you just ruined the whole energy that you're trying to create here. When you masturbate by yourself. You masturbate with your imagination. You don't do that with watching porn. That's not what we doing, okay? Use your imagination. That also taps into the creative side of your feminine energy, which just makes it even bigger. So don't be watching porn, because then you're just skipping steps, okay? If you're going to do the whole masturbation route, make sure it's your imagination and nothing else. Also, you can seek pleasure in many ways, from orgasms to having a relaxing bath, buying a bunch of beautiful flowers, eating chocolate. I do this a lot. Like, I don't dance, but dancing, or singing or lip singing. That's my thing. I love lip singing to your favorite song. Bring pleasure and sensuality into your life can help unlock the feminine energy. And like I said in, I believe, my first video of 2019, I said I want to be more sensual. I want to be a sensual person. So I really want to get into two-stepping because I feel like that will help me tap into that sensual movements and things like that, which will also help me tap into my feminine energy. These are things that I wanted to do already, but I didn't know there was a connection with this whole feminine energy. So I think with my age, like, I'm wanting to be more feminine as well. So maybe you're younger and you're like, I mean, it's no big deal, you know, I could be feminine, but maybe you are getting to the age where you want to now. And so things that didn't interest you before are really interesting to you now, like me in two-stepping. Number 5, be creative. So being creative taps into your feminine energy because we are supposed to receive because we are supposed to create. Just like men, they provide the seed, and then we take the seed, you combine it with the egg, and we create life. Men and women, we come together and we create, but we also have to be able to create outside of that. Like, yeah, men and women, we come together, we create life, but what are you creating outside of that? So be creative, you guys. Be creative in just the simplest things, like everyday things. Be creative in how you keep your desk organized, or be creative in how you work. Put creativity in your life somehow. Like, add more creativity into your life. That's what feminine energy is. It's creating. It's creation. Like, we create life in our bodies. Make sure you're doing something outside of that. I talk about this all the time. When women, I hate it when women limit themselves to just having babies. When you are this woman, and yes, you were created to have babies, but you were also created to do some other things too. You were created to do amazing things. So don't just limit yourself to kids. You know, you can create things outside of just kids. This pretty much completes this video. 5 ways you can strengthen your feminine energy. So comment down below, what are some other things that maybe you utilize to strengthen your feminine energy? Share what those are down below in the comment section. I want to read those because it would help me. I want this series to be a place where women can comment and help other women. I don't know everything, okay? I don't know it all. I literally had to research these things. I'm sure I missed some things within this video, but I think it gets the conversation started. So I'm the conversation starter. You guys comment down below and add some other things that can help strengthen a woman's feminine energy. I want to read them. Thank you guys so much for watching part 2 of this series, and I will be getting into part 3. Part 3 will be more centered around the book that I'm reading, A Man Leads, A Woman Follows, Everybody Wins. Hopefully you guys have read that book, because that is the book that I will be talking about. I'm going to be breaking down some chapters. So hopefully you did your homework, okay? Because I did mine. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.